Hello, everybody. Happy Good Friday. Good Friday? That's a funny thing to say when we know what happens on this day. Why is it called Good Friday? And why are you sitting in the dark? Well, I will turn on some light and I will tell you. It was indeed a dark day, that day Jesus died, the day he was nailed to the cross. It says in the Bible, in Luke chapter 23, verse 44, "It was now about noon, and darkness came over the whole land until 3 in the afternoon, for the sun stopped shining." Let me read to you from this book. The sky turned black and thunder rolled. Jesus said his final words, "Please forgive them, Father." "It is finished," they then heard. Friends sealed him in a cold, dark cave with a big stone for a door. Not many came to see him, for the crowds, they cared no more. But Jesus' disciples, they did care. They just didn't understand what was happening. This was their Lord, their teacher, the one they had been following for 3 years. How did it all go wrong? They were frightened. Peter had even denied 3 times that he knew Jesus. I can well imagine that they ran away and hid. That's why I'm sitting here in the dark. I'm pretending I am the disciples. But unlike the disciples, I do understand what was happening that day, and I know that this story has a happy ending. So I don't need to stay here in the dark. I'm going to move out in the light and continue. Hi, everybody. Well, I've moved out into the light. Today is called Good Friday because what happened on this day was good for all mankind. It was part of God's plan to restore our relationship with Him again. Jesus died on that Friday so that we could be forgiven for all our sins, for all the wrong things we do. It's so amazing that God would love us so much that He would be willing to do this for us. Now remember, I did say that this story has a happy ending. I'm going to be playing a video for you. It's from Life Church, and I'm very thankful that they make this available for people to use. It's a fun little video, and it tells us Jesus' story. Now, it is the custom in our church when our Good Friday service is over, everything is dark and quiet, that people would just get up and leave without speaking. So I'm going to invite you, when this video is over, well, for those that are old enough, of course, that you just get up and go off quietly by yourself somewhere and think about all the things that you have learned during this Holy Week. And then say a little prayer of thanks to God for His amazing love that He has for you, for the whole world. This video that I'm going to be playing for you now is called Jesus Gave It All for You, and I hope it is a blessing to you this Good Friday. And please join me again for Easter.
Have you heard the story of how God so loved the world that He gave to all of us His only Son? Jesus grew into a man, He healed the sick, He loved the lonely, He gave God's love away to everyone. Jesus gave it all. The people followed Him, they'd never seen that kind of love. He loved them all no matter what they've done. But not everyone was happy. Some of them were jealous, so they made plans to kill God's only Son. Jesus gave it all. And one night while He was praying, some soldiers came to find Him. They took Him to their roof, who didn't know just what to do. They asked the people gathered just what they should do with Him. The crowds crucify Him, though He did nothing wrong. Jesus gave it all. And the soldiers tried to break Him, to crowds they mocked and scorned, they led him up a hill called Calvary, and they nailed him to a cross. Still he asked God to forgive them. They didn't understand that it was all for you and me. Jesus gave it all. Jesus said, "It is finished." Then he took his final breath, and the sky grew black as midnight, and the earth began to shake, and the crowd began to tremble. They shook their heads in wonder, and the soldier said, "I know that this man was the Son of God." Jesus gave it all. And they took him off the cross, they placed him in a tomb. They rolled a large round stone in the doorway of the cave. Some soldiers, they stood watching, making sure no one could enter. Jesus' friends were sad and hopeless as they all went home that day. Jesus gave it all. On the morning of the third day, his mother Mary came to see him, to make his body ready for the grave where he would lay. But the tomb, it was empty. An angel came to tell her, "He's not here, he's risen. See, the stone's been rolled away." Jesus gave it all. Jesus gave it all. Jesus gave it all.